Shits and Giggles, embarrassing stories and personal growth. Welcome to the first ever episode of Shits and Giggles, a new show brought to you by Gali Health. My name is Jackie Zimmerman, and I am an OG IBD patient. I was diagnosed a million years ago in 2009, and I got my J pouch in 2010. I have been around a long time, and in that time, there have been at least a few embarrassing moments. And those of us living with IBD know that despite the rumors, this isn't all, glitz and glamour. There's some really embarrassing stuff that happens. And I'm sure there's been embarrassing stuff that's happened to you too. But what I learned is that even though embarrassing moments suck and are, embarrassing, I almost always learn something from them. Maybe it was something practical or maybe it was something emotional, but I always got to the other side wearing clean underwear and feeling like some kind of catharsis had happened. So that's what this show was created for. It was created to it was created to let you know that you can get through these embarrassing moments and come out the other side okay, and maybe even better than okay. And I have a guest today, and this guest is Justin Berkman. Justin and I have known each other for ever. I don't even know. I feel like I've known you forever. You're just part of my IBD family. It's been a really long time. I don't even know when I met you at this point or how. You're just been there. And I thought you would be the perfect guest for this first episode because not only are you obviously an IBD patient, but you're also a comedian, which means that you'll at least make us laugh. If nothing else we get out of this show, you'll make us laugh. So no pressure. Tell us about you, Justin.
All right. Well, thank you for that intro. I'm honored to be the first guest on Shits and Giggles. Good times. What an honor. I'm also an OG IBD patient. I think more OG. I've had my J pouch since 2010. Diagnosed with colitis in 2000, I believe. And so I have a lot of stories involving shits and giggles. So I guess
at the same time or like at different times?
Yeah, I do actually. There's always some leakage when I giggle, sneeze, cough, sleep. So yeah, my life has involved a lot of simultaneous shitting and giggling. So yeah, happy to participate and share a story or two.
So yeah, you've prepared a story to tell us, right?
Yeah, so Jack, you asked me to come with a story involving IBD and pooping and embarrassing moments. And I thought of a few there. I mean, because you have this disease long enough, you accumulate many a story. But I thought about sharing one, and I told you this before we started filming. I was going to share one I don't think I've ever told another soul. So why not just share it to everyone who decides to listen and watch this?
You've never told another soul?
No, I don't think
what
so.
I'm talking about. Those are the ones I want to hear. And I feel extra honored, not only because you're telling me, but also because you did a really great set at the Girls with Guts celebration a couple years ago. And the whole set was pretty much IBD themed. And we learned a lot about you, I will say. It was a great set. It was so good. I also saw your butt, which was a thing that you did too. So I feel like we have a closeness that maybe I don't have with other IBD friends. So an unheard story. I'm so excited.
Unheard story. And this story, I want to say probably about 2013, a few years after I got my J pouch. So I guess sort of to preface the story, kind of since I got the J pouch, like one of the biggest issues I have with my pouch is while I'm sleeping, I get a leakage, common with the J pouch scenario. So at the time, I was dating this girl who she had a room. She lived in Beverly Hills and had this very bougie roommate, and they had this very fancily decorated apartment. Super nice couches and pillows and things I've never had before, like an actual home. So I went over there. It was Christmas because I'm a Jew and didn't have things to do on Christmas. So I went over there to hang out with them, and we decided to watch Christmas movies, Hallmark Channel action.
As a sidebar, as a Jewish man, are you like, really, Christmas movies again? I feel like it's again, right?
It's kind of like an assumption that I wouldn't be, but I think I grew up and to this day sort of suffer from Christmas envy. So I love all sort of Christmas stuff because I never got to participate. Like I wasn't allowed to like, I think once my mom let my brother and I go see like a mall Santa and my dad scolded her. So that was like the end of mall Santas, no trees, no lights. It was like a real like Scrooge-like existence. And so now in my adult years, I'm like, yes, eggnog, Hallmark, Christmas movies, let's do the whole thing because I missed out. So
sorry,
yeah.
Back to your story.
Anyway, so yeah, over there for Christmas, doing the Christmas thing, getting into the Yuletide spirit. So we're watching the Christmas movies. I'm on this like fancy white couch and fall asleep because we're tired, right? So I think at the time I'm like, I think I was wearing jeans, right? And so I must have been sleeping for like about an hour or so. And then as was common at that time, and sometimes now, I woke up and I was like, oh, we had a little leakage situation while I was asleep.
A little oh shit.
Yeah, a little oh shit, maybe more oh shit than I expected. So that's also why, you know, in those situations, it's good to wear jeans because you think you got some thickness, so it's not gonna seep through, right? So my assumption when I woke up is, okay, you know, my undies might not be in the best shape, but at least, you know, no one has to know about this. So I just laid there for a little bit and then got up. And when I got up, I noticed that the leakage went through the jeans and there was like a nice brown spot on the fancy white couch. And my girlfriend at the time, she knew about my situation, but her very bougie, fancy roommate had no idea. And I assumed this was not a cheap couch. So I didn't know how to address the situation. I was in like a slight state of panic because I was like, it's obvious enough that there is no way I can, like, I guess she's gonna find out basically. But I'm like, I knew she wouldn't react. Like she was the type of person who would freak out, right? You know, some people are very sensitive to our ailments and what we go through. Other people don't get that you're a grown person who shits themselves sometimes. And I knew this was one of the people who wasn't gonna get it. So in my state of panic, all I did was, because I feel like the wealthier you are, the more pillows you end up accumulating. So even though I feel like she wasn't like super rich, but she liked to act like she was. She was kind of one of those people. So there were like 1,000 pillows on his couch. So even though there was quite a noticeable shit stain that I left on the white couch with decent circumference, I just like strategically placed pillows over it. And then I never told her. So if some
Tell your girlfriend?
Oh no, I've never told anyone. This is the first time I'm revealing this story. So I soiled some fancy couch, and then I think I don't think I think that was the last time I was ever over at that apartment too. So
Probably a good call.
I had to break up with her shortly thereafter because you can't really go on in that situation. And I don't know. I mean, part of me is curious into what she thought when she found this, what she thought it was, who she blamed it on, if she found a way to get it out, if she found some sort of products that could work on old.
The thing too is, I mean, for anybody who doesn't have a J pouch, like when you say leakage, like most J pouchers, most of our poop is liquid. It's a lot of liquid. Yeah. So it's not just like when people talk about shitting their pants and they have like actually formed stool, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking like a puddle coming out of your butt. So like it's gonna soak in. It's not gonna sit on the top. It's soaking into that couch.
Yeah, it definitely soaked in. It was unfortunate. And yeah, I didn't deal with it in, you know, the most ethical way or responsible way, but sometimes you're in those situations, you just act on instinct, and my instinct was cover with pillow, never see these people again. And so we went with it, and you know, if she finds out, I'll buy you a couch on layaway. Probably not as good as the one you had before, but I feel bad and I'm sorry.
So it's funny that you said like that's how you chose to deal with it, because I have a similar story. I know you're shocked to hear that, I also shit myself when I sleep sometimes. And I was dating somebody and we were sleeping, and he had a brand new mattress that I definitely shit on in my sleep. And this was a new relationship. And so I, quietly woke him up and said like, "Hey, can you go into the living room so I can clean this up?" And by clean this up, I meant like frantically run through the house. Like, what do you clean a mattress with that's got poop on it? Like, I don't know. So I'm looking for any cleaning product of any sort. It could have been Windex and I would have used it. So I find whatever I find. It's like 3 a.m. It's 4, it's early. And so I go into the room and I start like spraying copious amounts of cleaning fluid on it and just crying and scrubbing and crying. And I like, when you can't throw pillows on it and leave and you have to like face the person, I mean, I guess I could have shit his bed and left and then just been like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know.
That's smart. That's my go-to.
I don't know. But it was way worse facing it. It was also really, really, really effing embarrassing to be like, hey, I like you. We're new in this together, and I just shit your brand new bed. So I did what I always do, which is I then also told the entire internet about it, because you can't just keep this stuff to yourself. You got to tell everybody in the whole world about it.
Now everyone knows. The real question I have is, were you successful in getting out your shit stains? Or because yeah, in my years with this, I know my cleaning skills aren't the best. I try, but I thought maybe some IBDer out there has found like some secret recipe to completely remove poop stains. They're very hard to get out,
That would be a great.
especially with mattresses.
I'll have to pose that one to Gali to put in their community of like, what have you found? Because it's definitely not like Windex and tile spray like I found, for sure.
Yeah, because I've gotten to the point where I found like ways to kind of not have these situations, prevent the leakage. And generally, I'm good these days, but there's always the nights where I'm not. And so, yeah, I don't know if I've owned a mattress in the last 20 years that hasn't got a stain or two.
You got to get a mattress pad. That's the solution.
Oh yeah, no, I do, but like the couch situation, our liquid shits are powerful and can often go through the pad, go through duvet, comforter, sheet, pad, into the mattress. It goes through like 7 layers. It's like the most magical shits around.
So you didn't tell anybody except me, and again, I am honored also because I feel like I can relate on this one. And I guarantee you, just about everybody's probably with a J pouch has shit the bed at least once or 100 times, maybe once a year or 10, who knows. But so if you look back on this and you were like, okay, I did that, and then I hid the evidence and left. What would you reflect on that situation with, right? Like, did you learn anything, or does it at least feel better to share it?
I mean, I think it does feel better to share. I sort of always had the personality, and ever since I first got diagnosed, like making light of any situation makes it more tolerable, because I think a lot of people live with this stigma of like poop is bad, grown people don't shit themselves. If you do, you're flawed and evil and stupid and horrible. So just sharing and realizing, hey, this is part of my comical, lovable self, is that sometimes I shit myself. What you gonna do? So just kind of throw it out there like that makes me feel, better about myself, and that I'm part of a community of like-bodied shit the betters.
Also,
So,
it's sleep and shitters, basically.
yeah.
Shitters.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe a lesson is don't just put pillows over. But you know, I feel like I would try to, but I think that's one way I can still improve on. Like I feel like I'm pretty comfortable now, especially like, you know, with what I do for a job. I'm comfortable in like telling personal stories and sharing embarrassing things. But in the moments, I think I could get better on like owning up to like, yeah, that's my poop. Like I feel like I would still try to cover it with a pillow and just leave. So you know, I'm a work in progress.
Did the girlfriend at the time know that it was a possibility that that would happen?
Yeah, you know, I feel like, you know, I've definitely made big mistakes in partners I've chosen, but in one respect that I've done a decent job is I feel like since I you know got diagnosed, all my girlfriends were relatively understanding with the scenario and kind of like I was pretty upfront early on. I mean, there's always the question too of when you got, you know, this stuff going on, like when's too soon and when's the right time to say, hey, I might shit myself.
Shit your bed.
It's not a first date thing, but maybe a second date thing. I don't know. Or maybe a first time sleepover thing, whenever the first sleepover happens. Like,
Yeah, no judgment here. Whenever you're sleeping over, I think it's probably time though.
I think I told this story once when I did the Girls with Guts show, but I did have an overnight guest when I had my ostomy, and I didn't tell her that I had an ostomy, and I just tried to hide it, like, and I mean, she knew something was going on, but I was just like, I had surgery recently, and didn't say what it was. Um,
This huge bandage that sits on the outside of my body that's
yeah, yeah,
massive, hangs off. It's normal.
yeah. So I mean, I she very well may have figured it out, but I try to play it off like there wasn't a bag of poop on me.
You know, the things we do to do the things that we want to do, right?
Right.
So, Justin, thanks for sharing that story. It's given me a lot to think about, which like I just keep picturing this like really pristine white couch and you just very delicately like just placing a pillow and like backing away, like walking backwards away from it and just be like, gotta go by. Like it's just like looping in my head, this scene.
Yeah, it's pretty much what happened. I felt kind of like a 6-year-old building like a mini fort to like conceal my poop stain. She probably like walking around like, why did you just put all these pillows strategically in this formation? Oh, no reason.
Thought it looked good. It's a new thing.
It's fun.
All right. So, Justin, if people want to learn more about you or listen to some comedy or commiserate about bed or couch shit, I've also shit the couch too, right? Let's be real here. Pretty much anywhere I lay down it's happened. So, where can they find you?
Pretty much you can find me anywhere on the interwebs just by looking up my name, Justin Berkman, Berkman, on all the social media. I have a website that I never update. So, yeah.
That's the business guy in you, right? Staying on top of stuff.
Yeah, my self-promotional skills are horrendous, but you know, maybe in 2021 we'll work on that.
Yeah, when you can do shows again.
Yeah, when comedy is a thing again, at least live comedy.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing the story. Thanks for being my first guest and like doing this first thing with me because, you know, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm making it up as I go.
No
So
problem. You're doing a wonderful job, and thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me as guest number one. I'll come back as guest number
maybe 2 and 3 if I can't get anybody else to come
I'll
back.
just keep coming back. I have hundreds of more stories, so I'm not going to run out of material.
Perfect. Love it. All right. Well, until next time, everybody, thank you for listening and come back and listen to some Shits and Giggles next time.